Hello, my name's Rob Williams. I'm one of the writers of Old Haunts from AWA, our new gangsters haunted by ghosts comic book. It's the story of three made men who've ruled a city for a long time. They decide to get out, they're going to retire, they got one last deal, and then they think they get everything their heart desires. But the crimes from their past and the sins of their past come back to haunt them. It's inspired by a number of different things, really. I mean, it's a story that we wanted to have the feel of sort of The Shining, 2001 Kubrick films. We're big Kubrick fans. Um, Michael Mann is in there. We talked a lot about that as a touchstone. Films like Collateral. Um, what if Michael Mann directed a ghost story? What if Michael Mann and David Lynch came together to direct a mashup? Um, there's all kinds of influences in what we wanted to be a very sort of moody, atmospheric, creepy story. It's probably 20th Century Boys by Urasawa. It's a Japanese manga. You might see it over my shoulder, actually. I've got all of them up there. There's about 24 volumes of it. Just the most readable thing. Just Urasawa is just an absolute genius. It's the story of a bunch of childhood friends who have a little gang, a little hideaway, and for fun they make up their own sort of comic, and it tells the story of the end of the world. And then these people, these children grow up, go their separate ways, and then they find that the end of the world is coming about, and it's following exactly what they wrote in their book in their den as a kid. So they start realizing that whoever's behind this is one of the kids who is in the den with them, and it's just it gave reading it. It gave me the same kind of excitement I felt as a teenager when I was discovering things like Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns for the first time. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's fantastic. I would say at the moment we seem to be in a position where we're not as dependent on superheroes. There's all kinds of create your own books in all kinds of genres, and I think that's very healthy and exciting because people, for an awful long time, we all know how it worked. But the top talent tends to go to Marvel and DC and ends up telling superhero stories, and they can tell fantastic superhero stories. But it feels like whereas years ago there was Vertigo was where you went for sort of like stuff that pushed the comics form a bit more. Now there's just so many different companies, AWA being one, who are allowing people the freedom to tell whatever story they want to tell. And there seems to be an appetite for it. And for me, that's something that's a really healthy, exciting change. And I'm curious to see where comics is going to go in the next 10, 20 years.